Foxglove friends, welcome to today's reading where we are going to be looking at whether your person is a trickster or a treat. So it might be somebody that you've recently met, it might be somebody that you're getting into a romantic relationship with, it might be a business partner, a person, but we're going to see why they're coming into your life, what they're coming into your life for, the effects that they're having, and whether it's a good thing or a bad thing for you. Now, I also want to say, just bear in mind that sometimes this trickster is a good thing. For example, George Clooney is a right little practical joker. He's always playing tricks on people and thinks it's really funny. And who wouldn't want a bit of George Clooney trickery in their life? Also, the fairy realm loves a little trick, loves to hide things, loves to do things like that because they find it fun. So this is all for fun and we're going to have a look what's going on. So just you think of the person that's relevant and then you can either pick pile 1, which is the Violet Duchess, number 18, pile 2, which is Shallow Grave, 29, or pile 3, which is number 2, Fairy of the Divine Hand. And I'd like to just give me a shout out if you can in the comments for my Halloween themed nails. Themed that they're orange. They've not got pumpkins on them or anything like that, but I'm still excited about them because I wanted to go a little bit Halloweeny. Also, on actual Halloween day, I'll be releasing a video of messages from your ancestors because the veil between worlds is thinnest at this point of the year, which means that our ancestors are even easier to connect with than normal, and it's such a great time to show remembrance of them and to maybe put photos out of them or speak to them in your mind, just make sure they're included to keep their memories and the energy of them alive and shining bright, whether you're celebrating Halloween, the Day of the Dead, Samhain, all sorts of different things are happening at this time of the year. So, Foxglove friends, I hope you enjoy your reading. If you do, please do click on the like and subscribe button. It helps to grow my channel so I can help more people like you. And you can always work with me one-to-one in all sorts of ways, whether it's relationship coaching, finding a new relationship, getting over an old relationship, having spiritual guidance readings one-to-one. I can tune into the energy of what's going on in your relationships or with you, and can have a look at what's going on very personally for you. We can also do a full one-to-one November reading just for you if you like. Just check it out in the description section of this video. There's the Buy Me a Coffee link in which my shop is on there, and there's also my website if you want to get in touch with me directly. There's a Let's Talk page on there. So enjoy your reading, Foxglove friends. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to today's reading. You have chosen the Violet Duchess as your card reading today, pile 1. Now, interestingly, the Violet Duchess is all about somebody who is trying to behave properly and be a nice person and do the right thing, and it says that this person's tucking their wings in neatly so that their wings can't be seen. So they're trying to behave in the way that they feel society believes that they should, but actually they're bored to bits and they can't stand it. And they're trying not to be a troublemaker, but they're kind of bottling up everything that's true about themselves, and it's leading to unhealthy relationships, aches, pains, and even illness. So this person isn't allowing themselves to be the true essence of who they are because they want to seem correct to society. So That's an interesting start, isn't it? So let's put this over here, just there. Now then, we're going to have a look at, if I can, oh, they're over here, look, I didn't know where I put my cards then. So what's going on with this, between this person and you? I want to see, give me information, please, Spirit, to do with what the connection is. How is this person involved with you, Pile 1? How is this person involved with Pile 1? So the oldest one, so it might be somebody who is an elder who's trying to be, or perhaps they are a child to you. It can be, the eldest one is all to do with wisdom, bringing in wisdom. So whether it's somebody who's teaching you, or whether you're teaching them, or perhaps it's somebody who's a child to you, or you're trying to be wise for them, there's some sort of, I feel like you're trying to be wise and helpful to them, Pile 1. Spirit, let's see, how else does this person relate? Perhaps they're coming to you often for support and advice. Yeah, well, I couldn't even write that the card that's showing that they're coming to you because they're distressed often and you're trying to offer them wisdom and support. This is that card. So they may be going through struggles and unsure of how to cope with things in life. They may have a lot of anxiety. They may worry a lot. They haven't developed their own inner wisdom yet, and it might be kind of a one-off situation that they're going through, or it might be that they haven't matured enough. Now, this can apply to all ages because maturity doesn't just come when we turn into an adult, Pile 1. I know you know that, but people don't always realise that, do they? And we all have an inner child. So it may be that the inner child element is being kind of triggered within this person. Spirit, any more information about how this person is relating to my foxglove friend, please? The White Heart. Okay, so that's like the Fool in the tarot. It's somebody who is trying to go out into the world and to experience the world and to enjoy the world, but they might be a little bit naive. They might be quite innocent. Yeah, so let's have a look then. I want to get a different card. So what is this relationship doing for Pile 1, please, Spirit? I want to know. How is it good, or how is it... Let's have a look first. How is it good for Pile 1, please? Okay, so it's to do with survival. So maybe you're supporting this person, and sometimes we can say survival. If it is a child, you know, as in, and I don't mean somebody under 18, I mean, well, it might be, but it might be somebody who is an adult child, and sometimes we can have adult children who aren't our actual biological children. So it may be a friend who's quite needy, it may be a sibling who's quite needy, it might be a parent who's quite needy sometimes, but there's something to do with you being able to support them in their survival in life. But because they are a little bit because they aren't truly honest with themselves about who they are in the world, and it's about them being honest with themselves, it means sometimes they might make promises to you that aren't correct. So this is kind of the trick and the treat bit coming in. This person could kind of say they're going to do something, but the trick is that then they necessarily might not. You can't fully rely on them because they haven't established themselves into the world enough. No matter what age they are, they just haven't grounded and matured enough and learned enough lessons to provide genuine reliability to you. So, what is that enabling? What is that enabling for pile 1, please, Spirit? What is that? So they're kind of falling into, in some ways, the trickster element, because, and it's not necessarily, it's not a malicious or vindictive way of going on. It's because they don't know their own mind enough and they're not being honest enough with themselves. So what they say could be fickle or changeable or flexible as they're trying to present themselves the way they feel they ought to in the world. You might be able to hear my little Luna is asleep next to me, and she's making little dreamy squeaks because she's dreaming of something nice. She's woofing quietly in her sleep. And I want to say that's sort of part of the treat in this relationship is the innocence of the person, the naivety in a way. That is a lovely thing sometimes, if you can appreciate both things, and the fact that you are being needed can also feel like a treat, pile 1, because it's very validating to be needed. Yeah, so I feel like they're suffering from indecision, but maybe that's partly making you suffer from indecision also. And this is kind of what's being brought to the relationships. I hope you couldn't hear that. My earpod nearly fell out and the music started. Yeah, so there's an element of indecision because there's the energy that this person is bringing is lacking in groundedness, which possibly ruffles your energy up as well, and then makes you go, well, I don't know what they're doing. They're not reliable in what they're saying they're going to do because they're just not of that making. You are the one who provides the rootedness and the depth and the grounding for them, but in turn they ruffle up your energy so that you don't know, you're not sure which way to go with things. Let's put that there. So, what are we going to ask now? Right, so that's kind of what this relationship is doing for you. Let's get some... I want some advice cards right now. Let's have a look at some advice. Spirit, can I have some advice for pile 1, please? No, that was straight. Can I have some advice for pile 1, please, Spirit? So what should pile 1 be doing about this relationship? I feel like you've ended up a little bit with the trick energy, pile 1, but not out of, anything nasty or unkind or horrible. It's just because this person can't be honest with themselves, which makes it difficult for you to, they're not stable enough for you to kind of grasp them in a way. Giving and receiving. So give and take is different to giving and receiving. Taking and receiving are not the same. When we take, whoever we take from may or may not have chosen to give. However, when we receive, choice and respect are an integral part of the exchange. Let go of any need to take and embrace the harmony of giving and receiving. So I feel, given that we've discussed the kind of character of this person that you're inquiring about, that there may be a wish from you to receive sometimes. And it's almost like some, whether it is an actual child or not, sometimes children can be quite selfish, because if you're providing this kind of almost like a parental role of wisdom to this person, they might come along and keep taking from you, or you keep giving to them because you see their distress and you care about them and you see their innocence. So you sort of feel sorry for them, and you know that you have got the wisdom to support them and to help them make their decisions. So you kind of end up asking for very little in return. However, sometimes when you need something in return, it can be very frustrating and make you feel a little bit disregarded, or it can feel really upsetting when you do genuinely need something in return and they aren't selfless or mature enough to see that or to give that. However, this comes down to an element of trust. So, knowing that if you truly need something, that God, Source, the universe, your ancestors, the spirit will provide it for you at the right time and will help you through, that you'll only be given what you can cope with in life. So you don't have to try and force this person to give you what you feel you need, because somebody else will come along and provide it. And that's what I've found in life. Sometimes we expect certain people in certain roles to support us when something, is going on in our world that seems obvious to us that we need genuine support with. And if they say no, or if they don't recognise it and offer naturally, it can feel like, it can feel ever so upsetting, and it can make you feel a bit of a victim. It can make you feel quite sorry for yourself. It can make you feel unloved, all those sorts of things. However, what I'm going to say in this case is, try not to hold it against them. You can't control the actions of other people. You just put it out there to the universe, and kind of, if you need some sort of support, allow the answers to come to you about where that's going to come from in other ways if they aren't naturally giving it to you. I hope that makes sense. Part 1. Spirit. What other advice have we got? You'd be surprised at who turns up to help you in your hour of need. Whether it's a neighbour you weren't expecting, or even a stranger, or friends that you didn't think you were that close to. It's really interesting as we go. Yeah, okay. So you've got self-care coming up. Self-care is not an act of selfishness. It is an act of consciousness. This card invites you to prioritise your own self-care. This may feel selfish, indeed, to you, but in truth, when you attend to your own needs with love and care, you create an inner wealth that radiates into the world, impacting positively on all that come into contact with you, on all that you come into contact with, sorry. What this is saying is, if you feel the need to say no to this person, or to not answer the call sometimes, or to say, well, actually, I'm doing this for me, so I can't support you with your what might be demanding needs. But you don't have to actually say that. But I can't support you with your needs at the moment. You know, don't even have to say that. Just say, look, today, or right in this second, I'm going to put me first, because sometimes, you know, if you've got health issues, or even if you're feeling weary or run down or tired, or even just if you've not had enough smiles in the day, sometimes you've got to boost your own battery. You know, there's the thing that goes around that shows if your phone completely ran down to 0% in battery, most people would be fretting a little bit. They might be panicking and going, oh my goodness, the phone battery's run out, because it's our lifeline a lot of the time. Well, what if your battery runs out? We don't want your battery to run out, so you need to make sure that you are making sure that you've got enough energy. I said that twice then, so it must be meaningful. I'm repeating myself. Make sure that your battery is, well, I want to say at least 80% is what I'd go with. 90 is better, pal one. We've got Take Time Out, which has got the lily again, look. So the lily's about blossoming in difficult situations. Give yourself permission to stop. Yes, part one. Sometimes we need to slow down and rest up. Okay, and what I'm just getting in my ear from Spirit is, you need to give the treat to yourself, pal one. You need to be the treat. You need to be kind to yourself. Have a little pamper session. Take yourself out somewhere nice. Leave your phone at home. Sometimes we just need to slow down and rest up. Yes, stop putting so much pressure on yourself, please, pal one. And yet, so often we keep on pushing and pushing, even though there are clear signs that we should stop. And that's quite often if we start getting ill or feeling ill. Heck, I've got a friend who had a heart attack, and she insisted she had surgery on her heart and was trying to go back to work within a week. And it was just crazy. You know, like certainly if your body, if you catch a cold, certainly, you know, like when you get a cold, one of the things about getting a cold is it's shown you that you've run into a depleted state and that you need to slow down and rest. And as part of that, it even tends to muffle all of your senses so that you're not getting as much coming in towards you, you know. So pay attention to your body. It says, and yet so often we keep on pushing and pushing, even though there are clear signs that we should stop. Take time out now. Taking time out now will allow you to replenish your energy and return revitalized and with an abundance of focused energy. And part of the issue is that sometimes we feel guilty because of this little, the white heart card, where we see the innocence and we see when we look through the eyes of love, sometimes we can look through the eyes of pity or concern or worry, and we feel like to show love we have to keep showing up and supporting someone even if they keep going through similar issues over and over again. However, if they are, you know, of an adult age, there comes a time where you've got to step back a little bit to allow people to learn their lessons themselves. Otherwise, you're possibly re-enabling the issues that they have over and over again by keeping the dynamic of support that you've got in place. Or by trying to fix things for somebody all the time, you might be taking away their experience of learning how to get through this situation. And that doesn't mean you shouldn't support somebody ever, but if you've got the same thing going on over and over again, then something needs to change, because You can't keep giving and giving and giving. It's too exhausting. What we've got also is, look, we've got love there, friendship, trust, joy, hope. I think hope is a key element that is part of this, that we hope that if we help them enough, that they will pop out of the other side of it sometimes. However, I have experienced myself where I've kept trying to help someone over and over and over and over again, and it just goes on forever and it never changes. And that's how it is until you step back and allow them to stand on their own 2 feet, even if they have a little tumble. You know, we all have an internal dialogue within our mind, a constant stream of inner conversation. Is your dialogue kind, supportive and affirming, or is it critical and judgmental of both yourself and others? This card asks you to listen to your inner words and, if necessary, take steps to consciously change your language. Absolutely marvellous. I think that speaks for itself, but what I want to say is you may have some self-worth issues, pile 1, or some self-esteem issues that you might need to deal with as well. Remember, self-care is not an act of selfishness. I want to get a final card for you, just to can we have a final card for pile 1 please, to help them? Spirit, if you do want to work with me in all sorts of ways, I can really you can send this person to me and I'll help to clear that anger, sadness, fear, hurt and guilt. And I do coaching, and I can listen to them for a bit instead and help them to clear their patterns with spiritual, psychological and holistic forms of guidance, therapy and counselling. Right, what else have we got for pile 1? All the information's in the description section on this video if you want to contact me. Pile 1. Violet Angel, Breaking Dawn. Now, what I love about this card is that there's all this, we've very much got the pink. So she's standing in all that pink colour, which is usually a lot about self-love. Something new is on the horizon. This card is the colour of dawn. It's time for you to open yourself to wonderful possibilities, whether it's to do with events or friendships or things that you've been needing for you, you know, that you start to receive all the blessings, what's that? I don't think that's even a word. Blessings, because they're coming soon. And that's maybe why this is coming up in this reading, that it's time for you to change the dynamic with this person or people, if it's multiple, a little bit, so that there's more space and time for you, for the good stuff to come in. It's kind of about the fact that you might have felt like you've lost your spark a little bit, that you could feel a bit exhausted, or that your physical body is having issues. And it's just showing that the worst is now passing and that there's fresh hope in a difficult time as something new breaks out of the shadows. You have good reason to feel optimistic, cheerful, and like something has changed on a permanent basis. It's saying that you're on the verge of a very new chapter in life, pile 1, and that just keep being grateful as you are awakening in certain ways to a whole new way of being. Congratulations, pile 1. That's absolutely gorgeous, and I'm so glad now that we've done this reading for you, because I think this is a very important message. If you liked this, please do click on the like button for me, and feel free to write in the comments and subscribe. It all helps to grow my channel so I can help more people like you. Enjoy Halloween and the rest of your day, and remember to tune in for the messages from your ancestors on Halloween itself. Although this is a timeless reading, so you can watch it any time of the year, but it's a little bit Halloween themed. Take care, Pile 1. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 2. A warm welcome to you today. You have chosen the card Shallow Grave, which shows that it states you miss someone, and it's number 29. Now, this card talks about a person who has stepped out of your life. So that might be because they're not talking to you anymore. It might be to do with a bereavement. It might be because they've had to go away for some reason. It could be to do with a breakup. And I often refer to, sometimes we have breakups with friends as well as partners, spouses, different relationships we can have breakups with. So that is who this card is relating to. And what's being said in this is that even if it's a bereavement, it can cause us to feel like we've got physical pain sometimes if we can feel so upset when somebody's gone. But also when we've had to step away from someone because their behaviours aren't right, we can still feel an element of grief and sadness and upset, even if we know we've logically made the correct decision, because we put a lot of care and energy into people, into relationships. And if they don't work out, it doesn't mean that care and energy that we put in no longer exists. It's still there. We've still done that. We've still put parts of our heart into the friendship or romantic relationship. So that's what this is about. I'm going to put this to one side and I'm going to see if I can get a bit more information about how this person is involved with you in life, and we'll get some advice and we'll have a look at where the trick or treat element comes in, because it came in really well with pile 1. It made loads of sense. So I was really glad. I kept asking Spirit, shall I do this or shall I not? And they were like, yeah, let's do this. So I think as well, if it has been somebody who's left somehow, there's a part of you that might want to know, were they genuine in how they felt about you? And we'll try and have a look at that too. So, Spirit, how does this person relate to Pal 2, to my Foxglove friend who chose Pal 2? Interesting. We've got the Council of Animals. So that's somebody who might be part of a group. So perhaps it's a group of people that you've left, or a place of employment sometimes. When I did this once, it was actually someone who literally worked for the council, which for anybody in other countries means the government, but we call that working for the council. Okay, so somebody who had... There was lots of energies. Let me just get some more information, because this is interesting. How? Maybe it's a dance group for some of you. Hold on. Strength. Let me just get one more. Spirit. How is Pal 2 relating to this person? So, how bizarre. Got about... Okay. It might be that they were a bit self-involved because the card that's just popped out is where the person's telling the story about themselves. So this person, I'm going to keep that. I'll go with it, even though it's not, but it'll give you the, it's not a picture, but you'll get the idea. So it's somebody who's a bit self-absorbed, has whirling energy, I want to say. You might have been working with them, or they might have been part of a group that you were part of. The animals might be relevant as well. There is what I'm going to say. There's a wolf there, or a large dog. It could be somebody who's got quite whirling energy. Maybe they're a bit neurodivergent, possibly. If there's a bit of ADHD or autism or something. My friend calls it where people have a spicy brain. So it's like, it's a little bit different somehow in the way they relate to the world. There might be that involved, or it could just be to do with dance, or just somebody who's got lots of energy and isn't always very grounded. So that's how you relate to this person. So let's have a look, Spirit, at how is this person. Here we go. I want to know what is a bit more information about how this person is impacting or has impacted on Pile 2's life, so that we know if it's like a good thing or a bad thing. Oh, how interesting. So we've got the Angel of Love. Well, there's quite a few things that have fallen out. I'm going to take them all because they've all flipped over. So I think there was a lot of love here. It's not that the person isn't loving, and it's not that there isn't love within the friendship or relationship. Somehow that is there, and somehow they've brought a certain element of love into your life, but they also brought chaos. So with that love, and I think that's, look, we've got this whirling energy twice, where they've just got this chaotic energy, which maybe is why, if you've chosen to step away, or maybe that's why they've stepped away, because there's a lack of consistency, a lack of stability, and you've brought strength forward for them to help them ground. But what they've actually done is taught you more self-value. So in a way, they have brought a treat, is what I'm going to say, because even though, you've felt you've had to step away from this situation, they've encouraged you to take action, to use your intuition, to value what you're doing. So either if it is to do with work, or to do with a project, or to do with a group of people, somehow this person has somehow pushed you with love. So I want to say, even if they've behaved in a way that you didn't understand, at a higher self level, this has been done in love, and it brings you more self-value, and it might bring actually more tangible value and wealth into your life. It's allowed you to see your worth in life, and that's encouraged you to take action, but potentially also to use your intuition. These two are very, very about self-love. Sometimes this can be about using your intellect, how to apply your mind to make sure that you're getting what you want in life. But with the storm warning, I feel like maybe there was a fallout, because they're like a whirling dervish or the Tasmanian devil. You know that cartoon. I don't know if any of you remember that cartoon with the Tasmanian devil where it comes flying in and it whirls and it just knocks everything flying and creates chaos. They're a bit like that. So that's not helpful. It's almost like they'll bowl you over and knock you about in certain ways without realising what they're doing. So for you, you've had to value yourself and go, hold on, I matter here, or what I'm doing matters, or I'm worth more. And that's what's happened there. So that's good. That's good, Spirit. Spirit, pal 2, Spirit's talking to me. So let's get some advice around this for you, pal 2. Even when we make a choice of self-value, we can still feel the grief of loss. But we have to choose to put boundaries in place, because that sends a message out to the universe that this is no longer acceptable. And it sends a message out through energetic lines from ourselves that this is where the line is drawn. And it sends a message out to the universe to say, I won't accept this in my life. This is my boundary. So it's a good thing. It's been, even though this might have been upsetting and distressing, it has been a gift. It has been a treat, even if it's not felt like one, pal 2. Right, can we have some more shuffling? Have some advice for pal 2, please. Mistakes. If you feel you have made a mistake, or indeed someone else has done so with impact on you, please do not feel bad about this. Treasure and value your mistakes and those of others around you. They are the cutting edge of our personal growth and evolution. Lean into the learning and celebrate your openness to grow. And I think that just couldn't be more apt, to be honest, pal 2, because that's kind of what this is saying, that you're going to feel hurt and upset about what's happened. There may be some guilt, there may be some grief, but actually it's all happened in love. So quite often, even if you get into a relationship and there's been a breakup, sometimes at a soul level you've agreed to come together to have this difficult time so that it pushes you, because there is no growth without a certain degree of pressure. Quite often we need that bit of pressure to squeeze us into growing, further. So at a soul level, the love is still there. So don't hold on to any bad feeling about the choice you've made or their behaviour. Know that it's happened to help to push you to take action in which you value yourself more. Spirit, can I have some more advice, please? Worth the wait. Is something or someone not moving forwards as fast as you would like? This card is here to reassure you. Hold fast, be patient. The best things in life are worth the wait. So if this person has delayed you in what you're doing somehow, trust that actually that has happened for a reason. So we've got like these things here. I thought it was a dandelion clock. Maybe it's not, but what it made me think of was wishes. So something around this scenario is actually helping to make your wishes and dreams come true. So this is a treat reading, pal 2, even if it's felt a difficult way to get it. It is actually a treat reading. Let me get you one more card. So Spirit, can we have something for pal 2? Just to help them understand what's going on, to give them a bit of insight. about what's going on for them, please. Luna's coming to say hello. Hello, Luna. What? There's a treat for you, pal, too. Luna's gracing us with her presence. I don't quite know why. Perhaps she's got a message for you too. Their message is, eat these lovely twigs because they're nice and chewy. Right then, okie dokie. She's going to ruin everything. Now then, even the most beautiful things cause chaos, you see, pal two. Right, so you have got as a final card. Oh, Luna. Oh, I am so sorry, pal two. Hold on, she's going to nick my twigs. I need that for pal 3, Luna Boo. It's going to have to move for a minute. Look, chaos and destruction. But it's all fixable, pal two. So I think there's something in the message. Sometimes things go a bit awry, but it's all beautiful in its way. Your final card that you've got, pal two, is Angel de los Muertos. Transitions to the spirit realm. Now that's interesting because this is about the Day of the Dead, but also it can be about bereavements and things. So what I'm just going to say is, you know, if there is grief that somebody has gone, whether they've literally passed away or whether they've, whether you're not friends with them anymore, make sure so you might have had something that's actually been to do with an inheritance, and worrying about whether things have gone the right way as part of their passing or not, which is interesting. So it says that do not delay. This card is to say do not delay in activating this lifetime's purpose. It's not only a message from this being for those who have passed of truth, that you can activate your new life while you are still alive. So kind of spirit's coming in to say, don't wait, because, you know, you get this chance to live your life and enjoy life to the best. Don't wait before you start anew. This life is a constant process of creation. So, you know, it isn't like we tend to thinking like you've got to be this age to do this, you've got to be that age to do that, and you've got to wait until this happens. Do it now, pal two. The energy is changing to push you to rebirth into a new life now. So that's absolutely lovely. So thanks so much for watching, pal two. Apologies, Luna decided to grace us with her beautiful presence and just skew with my cards, but she likes to be part of these things, and hopefully you like dogs. Give me a little doggy with heart sign in the comments if you like dogs. Please click on the like and subscribe if you can, so that you can also catch my video of messages from your ancestors on Halloween Day. Right, take care. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Hello, pal 3, and welcome to today's reading with me, Rosalind. This is Foxglove Coaching, Spiritual Guidance, and the little nose on the table is Luna. You'll see the little nose down there, look. Now then, you have picked the Fairy of the Divine Hand. Intoxication, distorted view, and overindulgence. So the person that you're inquiring about may be somebody who either likes to party a lot, maybe has addiction issues, maybe is somebody who's judgmental, so it might be all of these or just one of these things, but it might be someone who encourages you to have a good time, and then when you come away from them you go, oh no, why did I do that? That's just not what I wanted to do at all, or it wasn't how I normally behave, it wasn't how I normally live. Overindulgence is quite a theme. So it might be somebody who, when you see them, you maybe go out for fancy meals, or or you just get a bit too tipsy, that sort of thing. So, or it's somebody who might be gossiping a lot. Somebody basically who encourages you into a way of being that isn't your norm. Oh, she's sneaky. Did you see that? This person might be sneaky. She lured me into a false sense of security then, knowing that she was going to nab. Get that twig if you can have that one. Going to nab off with my things. Maybe that is part of this. I always go with what's going on. So perhaps you've got someone who wants to take things that aren't theirs. So could be some of that or all of that. This is a very interesting card because it's a bit weird. Look at all this fluffiness here, and there's eyes in the fluffiness. I don't know what that's all about, but I just wanted to share that with you. The way she's got her hand up here is like when you put your hand to your head in despair. Like, oh heck, what did I do now? What's happened now? Oh, this just, whatever's going on, it's kind of doesn't necessarily feel like it's always that healthy. But we're going to have a look, pile 3, at how this person is connected to you, whether they're doing something that's good for you in the long run, and we'll get advice and things like that. Spirit, please can you advise how this person is relating to pile 3? What is their involvement together, please? Spirit. So there's a degree of innocence going on. They're maybe a bit naive or acting like I want to say there's maybe a Peter Pan mentality where they're sort of fun and outgoing and enjoying the wonder of life, but not necessarily taking full responsibility for life in the way that they should be doing somehow. Spirit, how else is pile 3's person relating to them? What's this all about? Let's get some information to help identify who they are. Somebody who's got lots of passionate ideas, creativity, wants to start new things all the time, but maybe doesn't always stick to them, but comes up with lots of ideas of things to do and things to experience in life. There may be some romantic things going on here. So we've got the Lovers card. So perhaps there is physical intimacy involved with this person. So whether it's a friends with benefits situation or somebody that you're newly interested in. I can see how great this is because they're bringing in fun. They're bringing in all sorts of new exciting stuff. It's like a devil may care attitude. There's kind of attraction and maybe physical intimacy of some sort. We won't go into that. You get what I mean by that. I was going to go into a bit more detail about that, but I think you know what I mean by that, don't you, pal 3? Physical intimacy. So let me just get another card. Spirit, what is this person? Several cards came flying out. I might have got too many there, actually. I was going to take those, but there's oodles. Let's just have a few less to start off with, Spirit. information, please, about how pile 3 is relating to this person. Is this person a trick or a treat? What are they doing? Do you know what, pile 3? As I'm doing this, I feel like they're a bit of a trick and a treat. So I think they're bringing lots of treats on the surface. The Phoenix, wow, that's pretty strong. So what I want to say then is they are making you feel alive. And that's part of the reason you like to spend time with them. They make you feel more alive. They help you to feel this devil may care energy. They help you to feel attractive, appreciated, sexy, you know what I mean? They make you feel youthful again. And that's what this is doing for you, which is a treat. However, let me just see. We've also got acquiring knowledge, insecurity, manipulation. So I think sometimes there's, well, a bit of manipulation involved, and it might be to do with their insecurities. So because there's a youthful feeling to their energy, no matter what age they are, perhaps they get insecure. There's a lot of fire. There's a lot of fire here, a lot of passion going on. There might be a fire sign, possibly. But that's just applicable for some. Only take what resonates and leave behind the rest that doesn't. There's a sign of this light and fire here as well. So I think the thing is, a lot of the time when you get quite a fiery character, they can burn quite brightly, but they can almost burn themselves out sometimes, and then they lose confidence and they can feel insecure, and their fire can burn in the opposite direction, where maybe they'll get angry or be a bit reactive, or trying to manipulate you because they want to feel more secure about things that are going on. So there's 2 others that have fallen out. I'm going to take those as well because I feel like Spirit's chucking these out there for a reason. So what we've got is, we've got the Lady of the Gift, generosity, receiving, withholding. Now I feel like that's representative of them as well. That they can be so super generous, because of this fire nature. You know, a lot of people who've got a lot of fire in them, a lot of passion in them, can be very generous. But then at the same time, if you do something that they don't like, they can just turn off, you know, switch it all off and close the door and withhold, which might be an issue. And then we've got the hungry ghosts, obsessions, scarcity, consciousness, attachment. So there's a whole thing going on here where, sorry, I had to pause it briefly because something disturbed Luna and started barking. But also representative of what's going on here, because I feel like this character is a bit over the top. Like, there's always too much. So there's a lot of generosity, which is positive, and there's a lot of passion, and there's all sorts of ideas, and there's an innocence and like feeling young and youthful and revived and alive again. However, there's also, because it feels so too much, there's the other extreme where it can go into insecurity and manipulation, where it can go to them having a bit of a strop and withholding that stuff to manipulate you. If they feel like it, they'll kind of take something away, or they'll take them away. Maybe they ghost you sometimes. You know, well, we've got ghosts, and we've got White Heart that looks like a ghost. But also they can become obsessive and have attachment issues. And we've got scarcity consciousness. So they've maybe got a mentality of lack. Underneath it all, it feels like they're possibly a bit immature, and also have no idea how to control themselves. So they're kind of either overeating or over drinking or doing too many substances or just or gossiping too much or like whatever it is, they kind of do too much, and then it can go to the negative element of things. So let me just get you some advice cards around this, because I think that will help. So what I want to say is this feels like a treat, but with any treat, say like if you have too much sugar, you're going to feel sick. And it's going to turn into the negative, because it feels like there's sort of like a lack of balance within this person, which then impacts on your relationship or the interactions somehow that you're having. And it's not necessarily totally healthy, is how it feels. Pile 3. Expectation. Expectation is a form of memory. Our past experiences colour our expectations of future circumstances and outcomes. You are asked to release any form of negative expectations based on past experiences and centre yourself in the infinite possibility of now. Interesting. So that is actually saying that this is good. It's saying that this is more treat than, well, I think it's all about treat, really. I don't feel like there's any trickster energy in it, other than the fact that there's a bit of manipulation sometimes if this person gets insecure. Okie dokie. So, okay. Sorry, I'm shuffling away, and I'm just starting to really for this to really sink in. So I think there's a lot of fun in this. There's a lot of it being brought to life, that you're getting a lot out of this. There's generosity, you're receiving a lot from it. The person I think you're inquiring about could have a mentality of lack. They may be over generous to the point where they have financial issues or things like that. Just take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't, if that's applicable to you or not. And also some attachment issues. So they might be a bit obsessive with you sometimes. Other times perhaps they go a bit distant because they can't cope with what they feel about you. I do feel like there's possibly a bit of insecurity from their side going on, while they're trying not to maybe show that, but a lot of passion for this relationship, which obviously when you get too much passion, too much fire, can get a bit out of hand. Yeah, okay, so the thing within this is to remember you're important as well. So they might be running away with this, with what they want out of it and how they want things to be and what's important to them. Well, you matter as well, and it's important that you state your needs and know your self-worth and just brush off any insecurity you might have. So what's coming up in the advice section is that this is probably all feeling really good, maybe overwhelming. It's important to let go of any fears about what this is or isn't, because it's holding great possibilities for you now. And the more we get into the advice, the more I think this is a full treat, pile 3. So it says you're important, you are lovable, you are special, you are unique and extraordinary. Wherever you've come from, whatever has happened to you in the past, it is time to let go of any negative perceptions that you may carry about yourself, because you are an equal part in this relationship. Okay, and that makes sense, because as I was going through this, it feels like, to be honest, it feels like they're sort of dominating things. a bit, because of their passion and their excitement about what they want to do and all their new ideas and stuff like that. You need to be able to come to the party a bit more so that it's a little bit more balanced. So this is a good thing, pile 3. You're in a good situation here. There just needs to be a bit of balance. That's what I keep getting. A little bit balanced so that things ground into reality solidly for the long term. You know. So if you have been overeating with them and enjoying going out and enjoying doing loads of excessive things, maybe rein it back just a little bit and have some evenings in and do things in a really positive way so that you can enjoy each other's company without having to either spend loads or drink loads, or, you know, this is sitting under a tree and just enjoying each other's time. Do a bit more of that sort of thing so that it's about the two of you and you don't need additional things to make the magic happen. Just make it just about the two of you. Spirit, can I have some more advice, please, for pile 3? Shine. Yeah, so there's a lot here about having positive expectations about this connection, knowing that you're important, shining your own light so the time is right for you to spread your wings and soar. You have something valuable to share. Bring forth your greatest contribution. Step into your fullest potential. Show the world the real you. Reach out and shine. The universe supports your growth. And this connection that you've got here, I feel like you need to push yourself forward a little bit in it so that you are showing you more too. You know, I think sometimes they get carried away about thinking what they want to do for you, how they want it to be, blah, 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 blah. You know, like everything that they want to create with regards to this connection you've got. It's important that you start being a louder element of this connection. Say what you like, say what you want, say what matters to you as well, and allow yourself to be fully seen by this other person. I want to say so that it's not just... It's all about grounding it into reality, pile 3. It's about grounding it in so that you get those solid foundations. And we're just getting a final card for you. Lantern Fairy, a clear solution. How interesting. So, that's card 24. And I feel like it looks a bit interesting, like the Hermit card. So there's something where obviously a clear solution's going to be found. If you're stuck in any sort of stubborn thinking or old patterns, it's slowly clearing away. So maybe you've asked the question with this reading because this bit about opening yourself up to infinite possibility of now, this Lantern Fairy is helping you to clear away barriers that you've built up over time so that you can clear them away bit by bit to ensure that you are progressing and that you're opening up. Look, opening up to seeing the magic of who you are. Trust where the light leads you. Trust where the fire, the passion of this person leads you. Go where you can feel true love, kindness and freedom, and avoid all that comes from anger, hatred, judgment, blame or ridicule. So what I want to say is, be careful when you're in a relationship like this not to make the other person the enemy. You know, when we feel vulnerable, when we get into something and our passions flare up, and, you know, we've got love in our hearts and all this excitement about the new potential of what we're encountering, sometimes our fears can raise up and we can end up making the other person the enemy by mistrusting them or looking for the worst in them to try and protect ourselves. The key to this is don't let that happen. I feel like the Lantern Fairy is actually here to break down your walls. So if you've put a wall around your heart space, this connection is going to help to break that down so that you can start to show who you truly are, so that you can start to know that you are important as well. So, pile 3, I'm going to say that this connection you're inquiring about is very much a treat. So happy Halloween. Enjoy the sweetness of it. Enjoy the sweetness of it while it lasts. So earlier what I talked about was when you have too much sweets, it can be too much. I think the thing is, when you have this, there's a point in life where it's good to overindulge for a brief amount of time, because then real life kicks in again, and that's when you start to build stronger foundations still, when you have to deal with real life. But what if you're in the first flushes of love, or if you're in the first flushes of something in this relationship, or just that you're having a new element to it where it's, you know, things are really good and exciting and positive, enjoy that for now and allow yourself to matter and to have this time to shine as this lantern is starting to break down the walls so that you can shine more with who you are. I want to say a little congratulations, pile 3, because it seems quite nice. So, and I think what's interesting is, look, I can't finish. I think what's interesting is that through this, it's been a bit like, is it okay? Is it not okay? Is it okay? And it's only once we've got to a certain point where we've gone, actually, this is great. And that's maybe reflective of time. You know, as you go along in time through with this connection, you'll then get to see, oh no, this is okay. I don't need to worry. There's the normal, or, you know, difficulties or little wobbles or things like that. All those normal things that are human. But that's it. All is well. All is well, pile 3. So enjoy this connection. Wishing you the best. Please do like and subscribe if this resonated with you. I'll be releasing my messages from the ancestors on Halloween for when the veil is thinner, because that was when it's easier to speak to them. So enjoy your day. Bye bye.